do not dry your skin thinking it will kill your acne. That's not, it's 2020. Using St. Ives, using pore strips, using those like, you know, face masks that rip off, like, sweetie, that is so 2008, 2012. Leave that shit behind. That's not, you need to hydrate your skin. No matter what skin type you have to hydrate. Period. I have been wanting to do a skincare video for maybe 2-3 years since this whole journey started. And hopefully while I'm editing this video, shout out to Future Fazat, if you can find some, I'm like talking to myself as I'm talking to you, as I'm talking to myself, future me, if I can pull up some videos of my cystic acne when this whole thing started. Disclaimer, I am not a certified dermatologist, esthetician, beauty guru even, you know, I just read a lot about skincare. And way back when my acne first started, I wanted to give like a little background before I dive into the skincare video. Long story short, the trend back then was to shave your face with an eyebrow razor, and that's what I did to get rid of the fuzz. But you know, now 3 years later, I'd rather have the fuzz and not acne. So now I have acne scarring and hair in my face. So that was my background. And so I dealt with cystic acne now for 2 to 3 years. And I still have it, but it's way more under control than before. So I'll show like some before and after hopefully on the screen. And also being Middle Eastern, you know, plus side, dark circles and severe hyperpigmentation. After I get acne or a pimple, I get left over with scarring and discoloration and hyperpigmentation. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first, before we start the video, you may be wondering, what is acne? I mean, that sounds like a stupid question, but I talked to a couple of my friends the other day when I told them I'm making this video, and they were like, oh, I have acne. And I'm just like, well, there's a difference between irritated skin and having acne. And so acne comes from the clogged pore and the inflammation under. Now the bump could be a whitehead, which is the ones that you can easily pop, or it could be the extreme form, which is cystic acne. Cystic acne usually takes 2 weeks to form. You just don't use a product and then the next day you have cystic acne. It doesn't work that way. It's been building under your skin for 2 weeks, which is why cystic acne causes the worst kind of scarring and the worst kind of discoloration. And it takes months, even years, to get rid of the repercussions of cystic acne. If I can relate to one thing to guys and girls on this, is that acne really humbled me. And I'm talking about like celebrities that I saw that had acne. You could be like the most attractive person in the world and people telling you that you're really pretty no matter if you have acne. But acne like ruins your self-esteem to a point where you think that every person that talks to you is staring at your acne. And some people are like, let's not sit here and be like, oh, people are not really, like, some people I've caught like staring at my acne. You are your own worst critic. And if I've learned anything in the past 2-3 years from having acne, is that no one even noticed. I mean, without makeup, like right now, I'm not even wearing foundation. I'm gonna show you the products I'm wearing right now. But even with me, like my face right now, I'll be like so sad that I don't look like the way I did in college. And people are like, we can't even notice your acne scars, your discoloration, your dark circles are cute. Like none of that really made sense to me. And to this day, I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. But again, you are your own worst critic and acne will go away. It's just a time period, whether if you have it for 2 months to 10 years, you will find a solution. And hopefully you're coming across this video and you're like, I've tried everything and I really want to see if this works. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've given this regimen to like random people, like random girls that work at Sephora that like compliment my skin. And they were like, I give them my Instagram and they would DM me like weeks later, like maybe like 2-3 months later. And they're like, Fazat, I'm so happy to have like randomly bumped into you and your regimen is working. And they'll send me pictures. I'm not a dermatologist. I do not work in the skincare profession. I work in finance, or I used to. And by no means that I have any professional experience, but I've been reading so much about this that it led me to having all this knowledge. So I know that was a really long intro, but I've seen these videos. I've watched videos that were 25 minutes long because, you know, as your acne journey continues and your routine expands, you will learn that nothing is a 2-day process. Like it literally took me like 4 weeks for me to see any change. And the purging process, if you have never purged, you will go through a purge process. This is my 7th dermatologist, and this is her recommendations to me, but like I tweaked it just a little bit. So first things first, we have facial washes. Foaming cleansers versus oil cleansing versus cream cleansers versus balms. It really depends on your skin type. You have to figure out what kind of skin you have. So you might want to go into that. There are videos all over YouTube of actual derms and actual skincare specialists that can tell you what kind of skin you have. I know that I have acne prone skin and I have combination skin, which means my T-zone for the majority of the part, or the majority of my face, is oily and some parts are dry. And those parts are my eyeballs, my eye skin. My eye skin, is it? Oh, that sounds weird. The purple bottle is for the acne prone skin. This is a little bit more drying than its sister or brother, whatever. This is for redness prone skin. In the winter, I live in New York City, the winters can be really tough, the wind can be really tough, my skin gets really dry. The more dry your skin is, the more acne prone your skin is going to be. It is a foam cleanser, which means foaming cleansers penetrate your skin a lot deeper than cream-based and balms, okay? So I'll do that first thing in the morning, and I'll go a little pump because a little goes a long way. Wash my face with like lukewarm water. You don't want hot water, you don't want cold water. You just want lukewarm to get the pores nice and ready to absorb products. And there's no such thing as opening your pores more with the whole steaming thing. Some people genetically have bigger pores than other people. That's it. The first thing I'm gonna be using is something called Azelaic. Is minocycline, which is an antibiotic, basically being used as a primer. I personally do not use makeup primer. My derm actually told me not to. It just clogs your pores. So basically primers are there to smooth your skin. It's like evening the playing field. And it's clogging the pores with like silicone products, dimethicone. So you can get like when your foundation goes on, it's like going on like a blank surface instead of having all these like ridges, right? We don't want that with acne prone skin. We want our skin to still breathe. So minocycline, Azelaic specifically, I know has soybean oil and it has coconut oils in it, but like a very fine amount. It does not mean go out and buy coconut oil that has not been refined and put that on your face. So moving on, if you cannot get Azelaic and it's not covered in your insurance, Azelaic Acid is another perfect thing to use as a primer that also stops the spread of bacteria and inflammatory properties. If you cannot get Azelaic Acid from your dermatologist or your insurance doesn't cover it, then The Ordinary, I'm gonna put a picture right here, does a 10% suspension of Azelaic Acid, and use that right after the facial wash. So Azelaic has minocycline. I told you about Azelaic Acid. If you do have a dermatologist and does not cover brand names, my derm just recently gave me Clindamycin in a lotion form. It's 1% and it's an antibiotic as well, topical, and it can be interchangeable to this. All I need is an antibiotic on my face first and foremost to get rid of those clogged pores. So those are 3 things you can use if you do not have a derm, if you don't have insurance that covers brand names, and if you do not have insurance. You can go to The Ordinary. And I think it's like super cheap, it's like $10. After that, I use something called Axone. Axone is primarily used for inflammatory acne and stops the growth of bacteria. Basically, all the acne treatments I will be talking about is stopping the growth of bacteria and inflammation, right? But there's a certain step my derm gave me in a certain routine that allows you to build the products. You know how like a Korean skincare regimen has like 10 steps and it starts with the essence instead of starting with like the actual cream? There's a reason why that is. My skin was very, very angry when I first started my acne regimen. I'll put in pictures. Another key thing before I get into anything else, a lot of people, when I first got prescribed whatever I'm about to tell you, all these prescriptions, a lot of derms don't tell you instructions, and it's so important to use these products in a certain way, in a certain like routine, and most importantly, how much to apply. If you apply these in excess thinking it will get rid of your acne faster, these are meant to increase your skin turnover. If you're putting so much on, you're irritating your skin and your turnover is gonna go crazy, and it's gonna be producing new acne at a faster rate, and your skin can't keep up with healing. So just keep that in mind. You wanna use these in really small amounts. None of these products are your gooping on. The only thing you should be gooping on really that's safe is moisturizer. So after those two products, I will be moving on to moisturizer. Cetaphil, CeraVe, they make great products that don't clog your pores. The dermatologist recommended, obviously my derm is recommending it to me, and it's non-comedogenic, which means it does not clog your pores. Non-comedogenic is a key term to read for any over-the-counter acne or skin products. You do not want anything to be clogging your pores, and fragrance-free. You do not need fragrances in your skincare, guys. The most important step in my skincare regimen, because I have acne scarring and because I have discoloration from past acne and hyperpigmentation, the most important thing for my age group going forward, being in our mid-20s, is SPF. SPF is key for acne-prone people and just humans. Before, it's like only when you went to the beach. I was guilty of that, where like I only wore SPF if I was going to the beach. You have to use SPF. This is SPF 46. It's Ultra MD, and it's actually, if you can see on the bottom, it's for people with rosacea and hyperpigmentation for me. So it evens my skin, gives me a glow, and that makes me not want to use makeup. So Ultra MD comes in tinted and untinted. And the reason why this one is dermatologist approved is because it's non-comedogenic. It does not leave a white cast. And yeah, it's just really good. My PM routine is literally 1/4 of that. Again, I go in with this guy, I wash my face. So my skincare regimen, even if it's 2 or 3 steps less than my AM, it is equally as important, if not more important, because you're literally in your pillow, you're all warm. You need to undo everything you did during the day. If I have a lot of makeup on that day, I first use micellar water. My favorite one is this guy or the Bioderma one. I'll also insert a picture of that. These guys are so good because this one also has argan oil, so it doesn't dry out or make your skin irritated. I do this before my facial cleanser. I highly advise you to never do this after you wash your face because the residue might cause irritation or clogged pores. It's really good for your skin. I just don't want to give you the advice of using this after the facial wash. Okay, so now moving on to my acne products that I use in the PM, which I think was the key player in getting rid of my cystic acne. Epiduo Forte, I know it's like such a tiny bottle. I used to have a pump. That bottle lasted me 2.5 years. And if your insurance cannot cover Epiduo Forte, then so the 2 ingredients are Adapalene 0.3% and Benzoyl Peroxide. Benzoyl Peroxide can be bought over the counter and it's 2.5%. It can be bought over the counter. And I know I'll link down below in the description, benzoyl peroxide creams or gels that are interchangeable with Epiduo. You could use Epiduo Forte on its own, but I'm telling you, with like inflammation, redness, bacteria, all these ingredients played a part in my acne journey. And I think people that were doing bad reviews on YouTube or like skin review websites is because they were using Epiduo Forte or any of these products alone, and they weren't in conjunction with each other. If you cannot get the Epiduo, my derm also prescribed Adapalene gel and benzoyl peroxide in generic form, which means they're not brand name. And I use them literally half a pea size, like so tiny. I use the Adapalene first, spread it on my skin after I wash my face, so nothing else is on my skin. It's bare. I use Adapalene and then I go in with half a pea size again of benzoyl peroxide. So after you use those guys, you go in with the moisturizer again and you moisturize. Key thing in this video is hydration, guys. Okay, so that's like my regimen, my backstory, and my tips and tricks on acne prone skin. If you guys want me to do like an AM PM skincare routine video, I will be more than happy to upload that. This is like my bread and butter. I live for things like this, so please let me know in the comments below what you want to see. If you have any questions with any of the ingredients, or you can't get your hands on a certain ingredient that I mentioned today, then let me know in the comments below. I'll 100% get back to you. I'll leave everything in the description what I mentioned today in the description box below. But go ahead and like this video, comment down below your thoughts, if you've tried it, if you're going to try it, what's your skincare regimen right now, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. This is my personal channel, so I'll be uploading a lot of fashion, skincare, health, like lifestyle videos. So yeah guys, stay safe, stay healthy, keep your skin very healthy. This is a perfect time to self-care. And this video goes out to men and women. Guys, don't slack on your skincare. For all the people suffering acne, I know how you feel. There's one thing I can leave, one little thing that can make you feel better, is that it's been scientifically proven that people with acne prone skin and that go through this kind of regimen will actually age at a slower rate than people that don't do anything for their skin. And that is because we're hydrating our skins, we're really taking care of it. So if you really want to feel better in the long run, is that you will not look like a raisin at 84, okay? Peace and love, guys.